Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to Paper Mario. Last time we beat Koopa Brothers. We beat the Koopa Brothers. We dealt with a Peach interlude, and now we're going back so we can go to the second level, basically. Alright, let's blow this up and see what's up here. This game is usually pretty good about, Alright, we got the FP Plus badge. Pretty sure I still only have 3 BP. So that's okay. Anyway. Alright, we still have full health and everything. Not that. Damn it. Oh well. Ow. Now, I remember correctly, I'm not saying I do, but if I remember correctly... Oops. If I remember correctly, these guys are only going to give me one, they're only going to give me 1 star point each. Sort of sucks, but I probably shouldn't be using Goombario right now. And well, I'll change him out next. Oh, no. There we go. Honestly, this fight is more brutal than the Koopa Brothers fight, which is rather amusing to me. He's just a hard block right next to us. Yeah, now that I beat the chapter, all the enemies in the chapter only give you 1 star point. So, killing the enemies now doesn't give you a whole lot of experience. Which kinda sucks, but they do give you coins, so if you need money, on the way out defeating some enemies probably isn't the worst idea. Yeah, there's a lot of things you could do. Oh, hello. Okay. God damn it. There you go. There we go. Okay. Just get rid of these Goombas in the back. I mean, realistically speaking, I shouldn't be crushing all of these because they only give you 1 experience, but experience is experience, and if the fights are easy, there's no reason not to do it on the way back. Also, you're going to want a lot of coins because you're going to want to go back and get badges. I didn't explain the badges last time before we left. Jesus. Not that. Ugh. So bad at... I'm like literally the worst at jumping on flying enemies. But yeah, when you go back, there's going to be a badge shop, and you're going to want coins for that because they sell some really good badges. Some of the badges you can get duplicates of. How did I do that? Talking, not paying attention to action commands. That's great. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. A lot of the badges you can get duplicates of, but some of the badges that they sell you can't get anywhere else. And I'll talk about those when we see them. At some point I am gonna want to get BP, probably next level up, because there's a badge early in chapter, or not really early in chapter 2, sort of midway in chapter 2, that you're gonna want to get. Get the FP there. Midway in Chapter 2, you're going to need BP 4. Now, you don't have to use it. One thing I like about this game is that there's never a situation where... There's never a situation where you have to equip any specific badge. There are situations where you want to have badges, but I don't think at any point there's a requirement for having badges. As opposed to Thousand Year Door, where there are a number of situations where you have to have certain badges on. Where the game basically becomes unwinnable. Sort of like the first Hooktail fight, where the only way you can beat Hooktail is if you, actually that's not true. You can beat Hooktail without the sound badge, but realistically speaking, if you don't have it that early in the game, you're basically fucked. You're basically fucked. But luckily in this game, that doesn't happen very often. So all the badges are usually just improvements for things. Get up there. Fine, there you go. Now, we could go back to Koopa Village. What health look like? Yeah, we might as well take a... Okay. Well, actually... I did say I was going to get the Koopa Leaf, didn't I? We did throw one away, so let's go get a Koopa Leaf real quick. Probably shouldn't waste the time getting a Koopa Leaf, but hey, what are you going to do? As you can see, there's Bob-Bombs hanging around. Everyone's nice and happy. So we'll see... Oh, this guy. Okay, we'll talk to you in a minute, Mr. Worm, but first I have to figure out which one of these had the damn Koopa Leaf in it. Oh wait, it was in the other... Oh no, it was in the... Oh no, it was right there. It wasn't this frame. Okay. We'll bring that back to town, and I'll show you all what to do with it. But first we're going to talk to this guy. As you can see, he's a worm. Quiz. Chuck Quizmo's the name, and quizzes are my game. You want quizzes? I got them. You can manage to answer my brain-busting questions correctly, then? Yahoo! I'll give you a star piece. Want to try a quiz? Yeah, why not? Now, basically, all he does is he asks you a single question. And you have to answer it right. You answer it right, you get a star piece. You don't answer it right, you have to wait for him to come back, basically. Alright, let's go to the question. Question. What is the name of Goombario's younger sister? Which is it? It's not that one. I believe it's Goombaria. Yep. Correct. Congratulations. Here's your star piece. Your star piece. You correctly answered one question so far. Good luck next time. Well, well, so long, farewell, till we meet again. And then they all fade out of existence. Because in this universe, apparently, Chuck Quizmo is like, I guess Q from Star Trek, and that he fades in and out whenever he feels like it. We could stop by the Toad House. And there's no reason to, but... Yeah, let's take a nap. Why not? We don't really need to. I was going to do that anyway once we get back to town, but... Alright, off we go. Now, I have to admit, Chapter 1 is a little bit of an introductory chapter, which makes sense because it's Chapter 1. It's a little slow. It's a little... It can be a little, feels a lot of times like it's spinning its wheels, at least in Chapter 1. Chapter 2 is much better. I don't want to do this. Chapter 2 is much better. Chapter 3 is pretty good. Chapter 4 is alright. Chapter 5 is where everything sort of slows down, because chapters 5 and 6 are pretty awful, at least in my opinion. Chapter 7's pretty good. Chapter 7's pretty good. And then Chapter 8's obviously pretty good, so... It's really just the middle section. I would say 4, 5, and 6 are probably the weakest, and 2 is my favorite, so I'm a little biased. We already got that, didn't we? Yeah, we did. It's been so long, I don't even remember what I got and what I didn't. But, But yeah, so... Chapter 2 is probably my favorite chapter of all of them. It has its flaws. But, I would say of the 8 chapters in the game, I think it's the best. I can understand why you would think 3 is the best, though, because 3 is also a really good chapter. 4 stands out to a lot of people because of how bright it is, and also, well, you'll see that when we get to it. Chapter 4 is really one of those chapters which stands out compared to the others. I would say 5 is the... It's a tie between 5 and 6 about which is the most annoying chapter. I think on... I think if I had to choose which was more annoying, I would think 5 is more annoying, but 6 is... Well, no, that's not true. 5 has more annoying enemies, 6 has the most annoying mechanic, I would say. Because Chapter 6 is all about backtracking. And it's not even like backtracking over, like... It's not like it's a single area where you do backtrack in Chapter 2, and we'll deal with that when it comes up, but there's a lot of backtracking, there's a lot of backtracking over areas you've already been to multiple times. Like, you cross over the same area multiple times, like 3 or 4 times. It's a little annoying. Not all the enemies? Way back? Oh wait, no, we still gotta fight this guy. I forgot. I totally forgot about him. Hold it right there, Mario. I've been waiting for you. I told you I'd be back. Now I'll get my revenge. Here it comes, baby. Check this out. Ah! Whoosh. Alright, he's got more frames of animation than any other character in this game. Mario, I'm talking to you. I promise you, this fight will be much different from before. Who is this crazed guy? What a nut. Shut up! You, Mario, of course you remember me. No, I don't know who you are, man. I totally forgot you were in this game. What? Darn it, you don't remember me? Listen, you big lug. My name is Junior Trooper. Remember it and tremble. After this beating, you'll definitely remember it. Get ready to hurt, Mario. I'm going to show you a new skill I just picked up. Yeah, check that out. You've never seen anything like it before, have you? Your attacks are useless now. Useless. Well, he's not wrong. He does have an extra defense point now. But we still do damage to him. Yeah, ouch, who knew that Mario had such battle skills? Grr, it's not over yet, though. Yeah! Change the bomb that. So his attacks are basically all the same. He essentially just has an extra defense point. You can't jump on his head, I don't think. Gotta get better at that. Oh, he also has one extra attack point, I think. So, he has improved, he's just not very good, still. Yeah, so basically just use your hammer, blow him up, and this fight's actually pretty easy. He doesn't get really harder until next chapter, actually, I think. No, actually, not even the next chapter. He doesn't really get tough until chapter 3. And then he becomes a pain. And there you go. There you go. You can jump on it if you want. You can just beat him up if you want. I mean, he just yells at you, basically. Yeah, well, let's leave him alone. Mario! Who could that be? The best character in the game. It's me, Twink. Remember me? Of course I remember you. You're the best character in the game. Save the honorable Star Spears captured by the Koopa Brothers. Bowser and his gang are so angry about it. You can do it, Mario. You're on your way. Yeah. Okay, what do you got, kid? Enough celebration for now. I come bearing important information for you. Seems that one of the Star Spirits is being held captive somewhere in Dry Desert. Bowser wrote in his diary someplace called Dry Ruins. Princess braved the dangers of the castle to get you this clue. Yes, the dangers of the castle. By which she pressed a button, walked through a corridor, pressed another button, and read a diary. Clearly, the most dangers of the castle. If you find out anything else, I'll hurry back to tell you. I have to go back to Her Highness now. She's so brave. Hope this news helps. Yeah, she did so much, man. Okay, now before we move on, I guess we're not gonna move on to the next area in this episode, because there's a couple of things I want to show and do before we go anywhere. Okay, before we go anywhere else, okay. Now, we're going to want to go in here. This is the badge shop I was talking about. Hey, mister. My dad's opened his shop. Don't you want to take a look? It's really cool. It's a badge shop for badges. Come on, check it out. Now, we don't have a lot of BP right now. This introduces us to the badge shop, and they do cycle out their inventory a lot. So, the speedy spin increases the dash. I believe you can get that on your own, though. Multi-bounce allows you to jump on everything in a row. That can be very useful, especially for flying enemies. And first attack badge lets you destroy enemies with a first strike, which basically just means after you've completed a chapter, you can like hammer or jump on enemies and they'll just die. But none of these I really want. Speedy spin can be useful, but I'm pretty sure I can get that one for free. But whatever. If I remember correctly, that wasn't this one. Okay, now there's somewhere we need to go. Before we go anywhere else, we need to go over here and talk to this guy. Oh, Puff! Well, hello there. My name is Bulbulb. I'm from Flower Fields, the wonderful land of flowers. Where the wondrous flowers of flower fields all over your land. You like flowers, don't you? Of course you do. Who doesn't? For that reason, I trust this to your care. He gives us a magical seed. That's a rare flower seed. It's well cared for. It's a beautiful flower will bloom. These flowers are delicate. Only one with a loving heart can make them bloom in beauty. Please take good care of it, for beauty is fragile. Okay, so that guy said a whole lot of things that essentially just mean that he's basically there just to remind us of shit we don't want to deal with later on. That leads... We can't actually get all of them until Chapter 6, so I wouldn't worry about it. But... yeah, I know what a Bulbulb looks like. So you can give her a seed now, and this just saves us time later of having to plant all 4 at once. But he plants it there, and every time we get a seed, we can have her plant them. Now, in Chapter 2, I'm just going to tell you now, in Chapter 2 there's one, and there's also one in Chapter 3. But the next one doesn't come until Chapter 5, so it's not like you can enter there early. My name is Tasty, I love to cook. Bring me ingredients, I'll be happy to fix you one of my energy-giving dishes. Like me to cook you something, yes. Now, if you give them mushrooms, they create shroom fry. Unlike in the second game, there's no, what do you call it? There's no, cooking list, so there's not like a completion thing for cooking things. You give her the Koopa Leaf, she can cook something special. Generally, every special item, she can cook with. Here you are. Recipe's not too bad. You get the Koopa Tea, which restores 7 FP, so it increases it to almost double. It's still not as good as the maple syrups, I don't think. Maple syrup, right? Yeah, still not as good as maple syrup, but it's not bad. Let's give her the Goob Nut, which on its own gives 3 FP. Tra-la-la-la-la. Captain Underpants, clearly. Here you are. Recipe's not too bad. Here, please. She gives you the Nutty Cake, which restores 10 FP. It's pretty nice. And she does this all for free, I might add. Now, I believe you give her the mushroom, she turns into the Shroom Fry, which restores 6 HP and 1 FP, I think. I don't remember. We'll see in a minute. But the thing is, if you give her any mushroom, it turns into a Shroom Fry, so... 6 HP and 2 FP. Okay, so you don't want to give her like super mushrooms because they'll be reduced. But if you give her regular mushrooms, they actually become better because they restore both more HP and FP, which they did before. If you give her any of the syrups, she'll give them into a I believe it's a shroom shake or a shroom soda. Maybe it's Tasty Tonic. Either way, it'll cure poison and it'll do something else. I'll give her the honey syrup. We'll see what it turns into. I believe it just turns it into something that restores or cures status ailments. Okay, it turns into the super soda. It cures 5 FP, cures shrinking or poisoning. So again, don't give her the maple syrup. Give her the honey syrup, it does the same amount of FP, but has more effects. If you give her the maple syrup, it'll turn into that and you lose 5 FP, which sucks. We'll have you cook the the mushroom. We'll turn into yet another fried shrooms. Okay. Okay. That's good. That's all we need to do right now. So we cooked a bunch of things. That's good. You go in this, it'll lead you into the sewers. I actually don't want to go into the sewers just yet. There will be a reason to go in there. There's a very strong reason you want to go in there. Now, if you hit this, this opens this. That's actually like a gambling area where you can play like mini games and things like that. I never use it. Over here you have little oinks. Okay, little oinks are basically work like this. You hit this for 10 coins, and out pops an egg. You climb on this thing, you hit the egg, and out pops a little oink. What's a little oink? It's a pig. Actually, I'll just show it off. Love little oinks. Love them. You want to learn about them? No, I'm already explaining them. Oh, okay. There's different types of little oinks, just ask. Okay, so basically, hit that, use 10 coins, out pops a little oink. Goes right there. Hit it with that, out pops an oink. Now, each little oink, each various pig has a color. After you produce 10 of them, like there's a maximum of 10 in here. So once you get 10, when you produce the next one, the first one that you did will run away. It will also leave an item. But to collect the item, you have to go inside. When you open this, by the way, they get scared and they all run off. So it's basically just a money-losing minigame. Like, you can look up online if you want about all of the various items you can get. The rarest being the gold little oink, which you can certainly get. But I've never found a reason to ever like actually do it. Now, you might see there's this thing here. And I believe that you could technically have blown that up like in the middle of Chapter 1, but I don't think they would have let you go to Dry Desert without completing the first area. Well, anyway, before we go anywhere, let's just go there. Oh, thank you, Mario. Train's back on track. All aboard. This train is bound for Mount Rugged. Are you coming, Mario? Yeah, that sounds good. Not to depart, please board quickly. Now we get to listen to the best music in the entire game. Sit tight, folks. Now departing from Mount Rugged. Apparently not many people go, because it's just us. And we get to listen to the best music in the entire game. Chapter 2, The Mystery of Dry Ruins. So yeah, that music's the best in the entire game. At least to me. I love that music more than I love any other music in this game. It's not a very long track, though, which kind of sucks. Mount Rugged. Mount Rugged. Passengers heading for Dry Desert or Dry Outpost should proceed directly over Mount Rugged from this station. So basically, they built the train station to the bottom of a mountain, and the only way to get anywhere you would actually want to go, you have to climb over the mountain. Okay, got an egg. Restores 5 HP. As you imagine, you can go back and have Tasty cook it into an omelet, and that restores more things, etc., etc. You see another block up there in the top left. We'll deal with that later. But first, we're going to save, and I'm actually going to cut this episode here, since Mount Rugged is a bit long, and it's going to take a bit, so next time, we're going to start crossing Mount Rugged and hopefully finish crossing it, although I'm not 100% sure we're going to be able to do it in one episode. Anyway, see y'all later.